YouTube, I'm using a different camera this time because the last video I made looks like I filmed it with a rock. I'm going to give you an update on how I'm doing with my illness, my Lyme, what I'm doing as far as treatment goes and things like that. But first of all, I really wanted to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about for a while, and that is, how do you find happiness if you're suffering from a chronic illness? I'm no kind of guru on the subject of happiness at all, but I've been sick for 10 years and I feel like over that time I've definitely learned a few things, whether they're positive things or negative things, and so I just wanted to share them with you today. My sense of what happiness is has evolved so much over the past 10 years of being ill, and it's still changing. Personally, I do admit happiness feels like something that's like a bit unreachable to me, kind of something that I'm almost not eligible for. I watch other people living their lives and apparently having fun, and they seem to be happy. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But I've found it difficult to identify with the idea of happiness, and it's difficult to reach a kind of happy state when you are physically suffering quite a lot and things are quite bleak. The first thing I'd say is definitely do not compare your situation with anyone else's at all. Comparison is the death of happiness. It is the quickest way to make yourself completely miserable, trust me. I have spent hours in silent comparison and it's never helped me. It just makes me so sad, but it's human nature to compare and to go to that place where you're looking at your life and you're looking at someone else's life, and you feel like yours isn't measuring up to this idea that you have in your head of what you want it to be, and also what you think they're living, what those other people appear to be living. The first thing I'd say is you can't entertain those thoughts at all. If you feel like you're starting to go down that road, catch yourself, do a quick 180, because they're the most miserable thoughts you could think, and it really is something you just have to be strict with yourself on. You can't let yourself think them, you can't entertain them. If you start to feel like you're going down that road, which is a really miserable and lonely road, stop, play a video game, read a book, talk to a friend, listen to music, just do anything to distract yourself from those immediate thoughts, because they're not going to help you. My second point is one that's also quite tough, and I think that you can only really reach this point if you've already done whatever grieving you need to do to come to terms with the fact that your illness has changed your life. And that second point is reaching the point of acceptance. Now, acceptance and resignation are not the same thing. Hopefully you are not resigned to your illness. I personally hope that each and every one of you are trying to do things to improve your situation. So, I'm not trying to encourage people to be resigned to the fact that they're ill and accept that it's always going to be this way. Acceptance just means kind of observing and accepting that in this moment, this is how the situation stands for this moment in time. And once your mind has stopped railing against that idea, it actually lifts quite a lot of stress off your shoulders. You're not stuck in that cycle of like, why has this happened to me? Because it's not fair what's happened to you. But once you've come to a place of acceptance, it's a lot more peaceful, and then you can work on finding a solution. If you've accepted what's here right now, you can work with what you have right now to make things better for the future. And lastly, a great quality to have cultivated is the ability to live in the moment, and that's with whatever you're given, big or small. Just grabbing a moment in time and getting everything out of that moment that you can, and enjoying everything about it that's there. And one way I like to practice doing this, because it sounds easy, but it's quite a difficult concept to actually master. I have a little 2003 memory jar. Oh, sorry, 2013. I've lost 10 years of my life. 2013 memory jar, and basically this is filled up with obviously memories from 2013, but these are all kinds of things. They're big and they're small. For instance, there was one day when I kind of was feeling okay and I went shopping with my sister, and that day I managed to walk from the car into the store to buy some makeup and walk back out to the car again. And that's not really a big thing by other people's standards, but to me it really felt good. I was able to walk that day and I really appreciated it, and I just remembered feeling really like a part of the world because I was able to do that. And so I came back and I wrote it in my jar, and I put a date on it as well, and whenever I read that memory from this jar, it still makes me happy. So I try and record every good thing that happens in this jar. It can be a big thing or a small thing, you know, who cares? These are the memories that make up your life. Of course you should be grateful for them and celebrate them. And I like to feel that I'm gaining quite a few little pieces of paper in this jar, and I'm really excited to reach the end of the year and to go back and read through them all. And they might not be big things, but who cares? That was a moment that I want to remember again because I felt really good. And by practicing that, I am learning to live in each moment, and it really does make a difference. When you're worried about the future or you're pining for the past, you're missing literally everything that's happening in your life right now. It's all going past you, and it is difficult to find moments of happiness in chronic illness, but I think that's what the key is. It's finding the moments of happiness rather than this idea of being happy, which to me still feels, you know, too huge. I can't kind of fathom being happy. And it's a difficult state to reach and maintain when you are physically suffering. So personally, I like just to celebrate moments of happiness, and I find that's enough for me right now, and I love to live them to the fullest when I get them, and I like to use my little jar to remember them as well. So basically those are my thoughts on finding happiness in chronic illness. And I feel like the three main points of not allowing yourself to compare for 1 minute, accepting reality for the present and getting everything out of your present reality by living in each moment and just really enjoying it. Those things to me help me grab as many happy moments that come my way, and I just wanted to share those few thoughts with you. As for my personal Lyme journey, I have decided to try and treat this disease naturally with natural antibacterials, supplements that can kill off the Lyme in much the same way that antibiotics do, but I'm trying to do it naturally. I've spent the last year and a half under the guidance of a practitioner who has been trying to build my body up to get me strong enough to undergo herxing and cleansing, because obviously it's quite a big deal. My body is very weak and sensitive at the moment, so for the past year and a half that's what we've been doing, and I feel like it's gone okay, but I'm kind of anxious to get on to the next stage. Although I'm not looking forward to herxing, I do want to move on a pace. So I have been using one supplement already, which is liquid iodine, which does act to clear out some of the Lyme, but the way I'm going to hit it hard is in the next week I'll probably be starting a supplement called humic acid. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that, but that's what I'm going to be using next for my antibacterial. And so I'm kind of nervous that I'm going to herx bad, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not too bad. You know, even if it is, I know that it's for a bigger purpose, obviously, and it'll be worth it. And even during that bad time, I'll continue trying to grab those little moments that come my way. And hopefully those little moments eventually over the course of my recovery will become more frequent until they'll all join up, and then life will be great. So I hope. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for listening to me. Bye.